welcome to another vlog. I know I was supposed to document more of the process for the solo exhibition, but things got a bit hectic and I was very focused on trying to get the pieces out, painted, varnished, everything before the deadline, and I managed to do it, but that also meant that I couldn't basically document a lot of the process. I tried my best though. And today is the loading day for the solo exhibition. I didn't really document much again. I just wanted to take it all in. I did take some pictures and that's on my Instagram. Maybe I will put it into a blog. I don't know. We will see. But yeah, that happened today morning. Me and my husband went to the venue at around 9 a.m. Brought all the 13 paintings there. It took us 2 trips because some of the paintings are pretty big, so it took us 2 trips to get everything there. And that happened in the morning. It still hasn't dawned on me yet. I guess I will see it tomorrow. I'm going again tomorrow to see it, take some pictures with it and whatnot, so maybe it'll sink in a little more tomorrow. I don't know, we will see. But yeah, so it is already happening. Tomorrow will be the first day. It will basically be shown to the public, so I'm so excited, nervous of what people are gonna think about it. But for me, myself, I'm proud of what I've created for this collection, how it contributed to the overall contemplation series. So yeah, and today I thought I wanted to share with you guys how I developed the new logo, which you will see on the website. I thought I'll document this while it's fresh in my head, just cause I feel like the future me would like to reflect back on this process, or maybe the future me might need inspiration just in case she wants to change the logo again. I never know what I'm gonna do, so I just thought it'll be fun to document this and see how or where my mind went while I was creating this logo. And it took me, like what you see here is like something that I've been processing in my head. I never really put it down to paper much, like a little bit here and there over the course of the last 2 years, 2-3 years. Just because I felt that the signature I sign at the back of my canvases is a little outdated. It's the same signature I used when I first started in like 2015, I want to say 2016 officially. Well, when I actually started selling is 2016, but I started a little in 2015. But yeah, so it is an outdated signature. So I've been playing around, seriously playing around the last few years. And so yeah, so this is like the process of what happened in the last few years. And today I finally finalized the final logo. So I'm gonna share with you guys how it all went. Here we have the very first signature that I've had since like 2015, 2016. And I've had this, way too long. I've been wanting to change it for so many years, but I never really found anything that really felt was perfect for me. So I've been signing my pieces up till basically today with this signature. And then about last year I came up with this one for basically my smaller pieces. So like for example, this piece, I felt that if I were to sign this signature on it, it's gonna be overpowering the whole piece, and I didn't want to do that. So I wanted something small like this. So yeah, that's why I came up with this one. but I wasn't entirely happy with it because it looked basic. It didn't really feel like it had my personality or my brand's personality. So I used it for a few pieces, but I wasn't quite sold on it. And then, basically morphing from the short version, I created the longer version. And again, even though it looked pretty cool, I still didn't feel like 100% sold on this. Maybe like 70%, because I still felt like it was lacking my character, or the full essence of me anyway. So I wasn't sold on this. I started toying with this idea, giving it a bit more flair, and I quite like it. It looks a little sporty though, which is not really me, but I liked the vibe. I knew I had to add more to it, so I started playing with this one more. Also for this one, I really loved the A and how it's shaped, and I knew I wanted to play with that more, and just the A, because I get someone to make these stamps for me. This is for my wax seal, and this is for my pottery pieces. And I wanted to make something for my pottery, and not all my pottery are like massive ones. So to have the whole Anntidote logo on it might be too big for something like a magnet. So I knew I wanted to play with just the A so that I can use that to stamp my pottery as well. So from here, you can see me playing with the A's in different ways. Over here, you will see I have drawn an I in the middle of the A. Oh, let me try and focus it. Okay, I drew an I, a tiny I in the middle of the A, and this didn't work, or this won't work, because if I were to do a 1-inch stamp and have that I in the middle of the A, that I won't show up more than a dot. So I have to create something a little bigger than that tiny eye there. Then over here, I explored different shapes. Didn't like that. A quarter of an eye, a quarter of an eye. Definitely didn't like that. Half an eye on the ledge, proportion wise, didn't really sit well. Another simplified shape, not great either. And then I tried to do a sun, not feeling it. Then here, so you can see a lot of like my decision making is based on gut feeling, what felt right to me and what didn't. I don't know what came over me. I drew that, and at this point I was just like, stop. And you are pushing it. You're just pushing yourself to create things that just no. There's a time to stop and rest. So that's what I did. After this one, I rested a little bit. Then I continued with other eye designs, and from here I moved on to this one. Again, I played with the sun, with the eye in the opposite direction from the previous one, and tried to do the simplified version but with the Anntidote on top of the ledge. I was like 85% on this one, but still in terms of proportion it didn't sit right with me, so I was like, nah, let's try again. Then here I was playing again, this one with the eye being vertical instead of horizontal, because again I needed something a little bigger for like these 1-inch stamps, so yeah, so I played with that. Simplified A, just because I was at a point of like, I was basically in between giving up and trying again. So yeah, I was just toying with everything. And then the sun on the opposite side of the Anntidote. This one, I again in the middle. Still didn't like it. A more rounded version of the initial signature. Didn't like that, too simple. Don't know why I went back there. And then here again with the sun and the eye, no. And then here another simplified version of the not original, but basically this signature. but changed it a little bit. Yeah, proportion wise, no. Then from here, I played with this one where it's just straight across. I still like that swoop better. Here, I played with some of the previous, where is it? So I played with this logo, but for here, yeah, I still didn't like it. It looked more like a duck than a kettle. But yeah, that was where I was going. I was just trying different things out, seeing what sits well, seeing what didn't. I even tried to darken the inner part of the A to see if that would change my mind. No. And then I drew these. So I liked this half eye design in here, and I still tried the antidote part on the ledge. I don't like that idea, so this is when I scrapped that, having the rest of the alphabets on the ledge like that. I didn't like it, but I knew I liked this design. This made sense to me. I was 90% sold on this one. This is what happened when I finalized the ones that I was leaning towards. This one, when I drew it next to this one, this was automatically out. Like, I didn't like it anymore, and I was leaning on this one minus that as well. And I was still playing with this one, whether a sharp corner or a rounded corner. I was still playing with this idea for a more minimalist, simplistic look, or like kind of like elegant look. But look at me, I'm not really elegant and I'm not simplistic at all. So I was like, you know what? No, not at all. So from here, I focused in on the ones that I did like, which would be this A. I tried the whole swirl and up. Didn't quite like that. I prefer the swirl and a little more horizontal than an upward stroke. So whoops, sorry, I gave you the middle finger. I didn't mean to do that, but yeah. Anyway, so this is what I settled on. This one won. And then from here, I proceeded to make it into the full name Anntidote, and I fell in love with it. Like, it just made sense. It felt 100%. I didn't want to change it anymore. This is it. I did play with the point of the A though. I did make it rounder instead of this kind of a more sharper look. I didn't like the round version, even though it makes sense when I'm doing a stamp this small, but in terms of aesthetics, I just didn't feel right with it. But who knows, I might change and make it a little more of a rounder peak than this pointy one. But for now, I really love the pointy one, and I'm gonna stick with it. So yeah, that is how this all came to be. It took me to actually pen everything down and try everything. It took me, I think, a good 6 hours. And again, I've been brainstorming this whole thing for years. This painting right here, this was done in 2023. So since 2023, when this first design was, or the first official change was actually used, since then I've been progressively working on these ideas in my mind and on paper, but I never really sat down and did a full-on, I have to get something out, I have to create something that I feel passionately good about and that I would love to use it for the next few years as my logo. So yeah, today was the day. I think I was just running off the high from this morning, loading in the pieces for the solo exhibition and seeing them being put on the wall. It just felt so fulfilling, and I felt so passionate and motivated to do more, because just seeing that, it was just like like my dream is coming true kind of situation, and that kind of fueled me to actually sit down and have all the different ideas that was playing in my head, toy it out, and you know, have it all on paper and see where it took me. And you know how sometimes when you sit down and you create you sit down to create something and just you keep hitting wall after wall after wall, basically like what happens here with this heart shape in the A thing. I don't know what that was, but yeah. So yeah, instead of that kind of situation, I'm so grateful and happy to end this day with an all-time high of having something, a logo that I absolutely love. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this whole process with me, and yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next video. Have a great one.